Hello, new and old. How is your Nether Quartz faring? So, regardless if you've been there a while or if you just got here and started playing the game, you're probably wondering, where in the world can I gain more Nether Quartz? I'm here to explain it all. So, there are a couple places. For the new players, there are a couple things you can start doing. Each one of these is broken down on the side over here. Your events, and this is where I am right now, it'll scroll through. So there is the PvP area, which is the Netherworld Fighting Championship. That will get you Nether Quartz based off of your rank. And you can go to confirm rewards to see how much you get. Of course, first place you get a certain amount, all the way down to the least amount you can get is 50 Nether Quartz. No, 10. If you somehow stay down here, there's a problem. They're basically not that many people playing. I mean, there are, but top 4,500 is very easy to hit. There are quite a few people who have teams that are, just printies, so people can get their wins in and get their points up to at least get in the top 4,500. So the least you can make is 150 Nether Quartz. As far as more, let's go back to this. The next is the raids. Raids they're limited in time, so as far as PvP, it's almost a continuous. I believe it's every week thing where it resets. Raids have a duration, so they usually last, I think, was it 14 to 20 days, something like that. Some are longer than the others, but you can expect to get these probably once a month. I believe we had 2 this month. But you get the Nether Quartz through missions, and I'm not exactly sure of the exact numbers on the raids, but I think you can top out at, I think, around 3,000 for the missions, and then the vault is usually another 3,000. If you need to go over how to do raids and all that, there'll be another video for that later. Just know that you can roughly get about 6,000 Nether Quartz per raid. Sometimes more. It depends on how your RNG or your random rolls are. Now going into special battle events. This is also down here. Each time there's an event or a collaboration, there's usually what's called a special battle. I can't go into one right now, but it gives you a little bit of quartz, I believe 50 each day, up until the final day of the event. This one goes until the 31st, and I believe the event goes until the 7th, so it's a little bit shorter than the event. From there, we have the events and the collaborations. This one, of course, is the Madoka Magica one. As you can see on the screen, I have Homura, but in here you go in, so there's the exchange, which gets you all your base stuff. No actual quartz or anything like that, but going into each one of the battles, each battle area, whoops, went too far. Each mission gives you 10 Nether Quartz, and each stage has 3 missions. So it's 30 per stage, and then whenever you complete an entire, I believe they call it an episode. Let's call it an episode. Yeah, episode. Each one of these is worth 50. So depending on how many stages there are, I believe there's 8 right here. 5. There's generally 5 per, and then the last one will have like 8. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 times 30 is 600 plus 50 each. That's 700, 800, and then the last one gives you, let's see, that's 30 times 8, that's 240, 290 added on to the whole thing, and that's per one of these. So you can roughly get around 3,000 as well, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And then your missions also, each day you can get 30 for completing all the missions in here for the daily. The total ones, there are actually quite a few of these, and it's usually, obtain event points, attain event points, attain event points. There's quite a few of these, but they differ based on the actual collaboration or event itself. And then there are, these should be done as soon as they come out, but if you haven't, for these new players, each one of these, I believe, also gives you Nether Quartz. I can't go into it, and I'm not sure how many, but I believe the character gates possibly do. I put a question mark because I should have not run it today so I could do the video with it, but I did not. Now, I'm going to go into what I call the eternal ways of getting them. These are, once you've exhausted these, they are gone. You cannot gain any more from them, and they are just done. They're exhausted. So the first off thing that you need is you go to story right here and go to event review. So if you're new, each one of these events have happened in the past, and you can go through and do them all once again. And what they end up doing is, for each stage, as you can see, we'll do this right here, event review. Each stage gives you 3 or 9 Nether Quartz per stage, 3 per mission. So that's 9. For completing each set of missions, you'll gain another 30. So in this one, you have 5 times 3 is 15. So that's, or I should say 5 times 9 is 45. So that's 45 plus 30. So that's 75 per mission set. As you can see, there's plus 3 per stage, 9 per stage star, 9 per stage, average of about 5 stages per set, equaling 675 Nether Quartz, and about 30 per set times 5 sets, times by the 3 difficulties, is a 450. So you can get quite a bit of Nether Quartz just from completing these earlier missions, and going through. As you can see, there's like 8, 9, 10, there's 11 of these. If you haven't done these, you'll be getting a decent chunk of Nether Quartz. Going into the next one, we got the Netherworld history. So these are all the past games that have been done. Okay, not all the past games, but some of the main in the franchise. So you've got the first one, Our Darkness, 4, 5, and 6. Starting off with just base Disgaea. There's 14 episodes. 11, 12, 13, 14. Roughly 11 stages per episode, and each one of the missions cleared within those episodes gives you 10 Nether Quartz on the all members surviving. So for Disgaea 1, you'll be getting roughly, was that 2240? 2240 Nether Quartz. That's just for Disgaea 1. And then Disgaea 4, 5, and 6 are all broken down similarly, with a little bit difference on 6. Disgaea 4, you'll end up with roughly 2,300. Sky 5 has the most at around 4,000 Nether Quartz. And Disgaea 6, unfortunately, has one episode with 10 stages. So you're only gonna get roughly 150 Nether Quartz. The next way, and this is the most obvious one out of all of them, is doing the main story quest, all 3 arcs. I broke down the Nether Quartz in it as well. So 3 difficulties, 3 arcs, 10 Nether Quartz per stage, 50 Nether Quartz per stage set. Arc 1, you're roughly going to get around 9,000 quartz. That's just completing the entire thing, all 3 difficulties, all 10 episodes, all sets, all stages. 1.5, or anecdote as they call it, you're going to get about 1,800 Nether Quartz. Not as much as 1, but it's a side story. And then Arc 2, you're getting about half as much as the first arc. I mean, it's got half as many stages or episodes, but it's a big chunk. This right here is about, 3 multi-pools. And going into the second part, so yes, there's 3 difficulties, but there's also a Asura and a Carnage mode. Or actually, it used to say Carnage, but I guess now it's just Asura. But maybe it's just because of this. Ordinary. Nope, just Ordinary and Asura. So basically, you can double each one of these arcs Nether Quartz amounts. Let's go back to Ordinary and I'll show you something just similar. Looking at this, 10 Nether Quartz per, 50 Nether Quartz per area clear, and that makes it double the amount. So 18,000 for Arc 1 just to clear it. You're going to be doing this anyways, going through the story, so you can unlock certain facilities and shops and all that kind of stuff. The next way of gaining quartz is the badass contest, which is, we call it the Axle contest. I mean, it's Axle going through. So each character will be getting 20 Nether Quartz per 100 floors that you go through. All except for floor 500 and floor 1000. So for the first 900 floors, you'll be getting 20 per. Ends up being 160 Nether Quartz per person. So that's per character that came out. That's every character that you have. As you can see, I have not cleared quite a few of them. And you get about 20 Nether Quartz per 100 floors. Once you get to the 1000th floor, which I warn you will cost you a lot of AP. A lot of AP. And that's this resource up here, which is time-based, or you get it from the item world, a couple other different ways. That is the badass contest. The next one is the conquest battles. So this is probably one that a lot of people have forgotten about, specifically people who have been here quite a while. You can remember the times where some of these were just nigh unbeatable. You go to hard, we didn't have a lot of people up to the max level, so they were pretty hard. As you can see, I haven't even done most of them, so I'll be getting a decent chunk of Nether Quartz whenever I start going into that. 300 Nether Quartz per enemy type, so that's each one of these is an enemy type. Modified, the Slumber Cats. Let's go into that one. So I've done easy, and I've completed the first one, and I've completed each one, but I haven't max started them. So if we go in and we go to resets, we can go in here, we can see where each one of these also gives you 50. So for each star, you're getting 50. So that's 150, 150, 150. 150, 150, 150. And that's for each difficulty. So difficulty 1 only has 2 stages. Difficulty 2, or normal, has 3 stages, and hard difficulty has 4. So that's quite a bit of nether quartz that I could just build up on just by doing these. Level 6,000 is nothing now. I should honestly go in here and just start wrecking things. But newer players will find these a little bit more challenging, especially in the harder areas, mainly because they have requirements that you may not be able to do starting off. Like some want you to only use male characters, or some want you to only use monster characters, stuff like that. And if you just started out, you're not going to have a plethora of characters to have up through level 9999, and you're not going to be able to finish these. But a lot of people who've been here a while have probably forgotten about these, like me, and we'll need to go through, and they can pick up quite a bit of nether quartz, and that is the conquest battles. If you've been here a while, you've probably already completed the overlord tower. I have, therefore I will not know the exact numbers of how much nether quartz you get for each one of these. So hell, if I'd went through each one of these, I'll be able to tell you, but I am not going to go through all 50 stages just to see. So overlord tower is one that, you know, most people can get behind. If you look, the top one is 999 all the way through, so it's going to be kind of hard for a lot of you new players, but we go down quite a bit. Let's go to level 39. So these are at 7,000, 7,700. If you're looking at a lot of these platinum characters that come through, they're coming in at level 7,000. So you could probably even start out at level, or get all the way up to level 35. Oh, easily, with just these platinum characters. I was wrong. It was 5,000 that they come in. But you would still be able to get to here easily with the platinum characters alone. Now we have the memory shop. So if you go over here to the facilities, go up here to the top, and go to character episodes. So this is also probably one that people have forgotten about, but a lot of us have probably already completed, considering the requirements are fairly low. If you're saving up just one of each of these, even if you don't nether enhance them or anything like that, you can get them up to level 1000 and gain 20, 40, 60, 80, plus 50. So 130 nether quartz per character that you've reached up to 1,000 with. Looks as though I can actually bring him up to 1,000 and gain me a cool 50 nether quartz. And going through, I believe I've hit all of the areas. If I've forgotten any of these, oh, that looked so bad. I'm going to point this out. All these don't have a line. The ones in between these do. Why? Why is there a line there? There's no line between all the others. Okay, that aside. Oh, and it's on every page. But yeah, I believe I've hit every little area. There are obviously going to be other ways. I'm going to look around real quick, see if I can see any. Your daily missions. So, of course, your daily missions, I should have put this at the very top. Just by completing all the daily missions, you gain 25. The weekly mission, you gain 300. And none of your repeat missions do it, but some of these, like completing each one of the episodes, 50 nether quartz, while it is nice, completing them can be kind of annoying, because some of them actually have just requirements like only use female characters, only use X, only use X. I can probably do it now, but the rewards you get from completing those mission objectives don't really give you much, and you have to do the entire episode like that, complete. But you will be able to gain, per episode. Looks like I completed all of 3, skipped 3 for Mark 1. 50 Nether Quartz. So it's a little bit of a reserve. I can go back into that and gain what looks to be a decent chunk of Nether Quartz. Arc 2, all the way up to here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'd say about 19 or 20. So what is that? About 1,000? Yeah, I got about 1,000 Nether Quartz waiting. That's not much. That's not even a multi. So it can be quite annoying to get these, but they may be worth it if you're really struggling. And then you go into the normal ones as well, completing all normal, and then it goes into hard. So I may have, another 3,000 to 4,000 Nether Quartz just waiting. Going into something else. I believe that is it. Of course, you got all your other ways of getting it, like buying it. If you want to, what they call well, you can always go into these shops, buy it through that. But besides that, hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.